Hi guys, Gigi here. Today we are going to take a look at a few different flywheels from the 1.9 TDI, 2.0 TDI and 2.0 turbo engines on the Volkswagen Audi group. As many of you wrote me and asked me if the flywheels are interchangeable between the 1.9 and 2.0 TDI or even from the 2.0 gasoline engines. So today we are going to take a look and see what is what are the differences between these flywheels. These are flywheels from DSG Gearboxes, and we are going to see if they're going to fit from one engine to the other, and if they don't fit, we will see why they don't fit. So here I have prepared three flywheels: 1.9 TDI DSG, 2.0 TDI DSG, and 2.0 turbo gasoline from a non-DSG gearbox. But the fitting on the engine should be the same, so it should not matter if this is from a DSG or a manual gearbox. The fitting on the engine, it's the same. This is what we are interested in right now. So let's take a closer look to each flywheel. We will start with the 1.9 TDI DSG and 2.0 TDI DSG. What I'm going to try and do here, it's the fitting the holes. As you can see, they have some holes. This part here will come towards the DSG gearbox, and this part here will come towards the engine. So this is the part that will be attached to the engine, and this is the part that will come to the gearbox. So this will sit here. We have the engine here and the gearbox here in this. Okay. So if we take a look at the flywheels, 1.9 and 2.0, they are about the same thickness. We will measure this and see if it is or not. I'm not going to check the exact measurements. I'm just going to check if they are the same or not. And as you can see, they are almost the same. Not exactly. I'm missing a few millimeters here. But this should not be a problem when we put it in inside when we put it between the gearbox and the engine. This a few millimeters here, it's is not a big deal in terms of tolerance here. We can also say maybe this one it's a little bit more worn, and then that's why there is a bit more gap between the two plates here. So if we think about this, they will actually fit. Now, if we take a closer look at the teeth, at the tooth here, if we take a closer look at the tooth here and here, we can notice this is a bit wider and this is not so wide. So here it's our first main difference, actually. Let's see. I will try to measure and see also actually the numbers. This is about 1, and this it's much wider, as they are much more close to the this is a 1.2. Again, it should not be as a big problem as we think it would be, because here between the plates I have a little gap. I have here no gap, so this will be compensated. Even if the starter engine has the head will not move past this plate here. So I'm going to take the starter engine, and so you can see what I'm talking about. The starter engine sits here. When it's activated, the head will come out and turn the flywheel, and then it will go back in. So let's see, if it started sitting here, it will come out here, grab on this, turn it, and move back. If we have the 2.0, it will come also up here and then retract and go back in. So it will never go past this gap here. So this is not our main problem. So if we are going to fit 1.9 flywheel on a 2.0 engine, let's say then the tooth will not be a problem. Now, so let's say they will fit like this. Now comes the next concern we might have with these flywheels, is the distance between the holes, because they might not be the same. So I'm going to measure the distance between. They will only fit in one way, as you can see here. If you look closely at the flywheels, I also had made I have made some markings. These two holes are much closer, so these two holes are much closer to each other than the rest of them. So you can only fit this in one way. It will not fit in another way on your engine. And if we measure the gap, I will not take the actual distance. I will just see if it's a match. So distance between these two, distance between these two, it's the same. So if you are concerned about the distance there, it should be okay and they would fit. Now we measure the distance between the next two holes, and the distance between the next two holes here, it's also almost the same. The screws are going to come in from this side and go inwards. So the main spec, or the main problem, it will be if this catching, if these holes are the same distance on the 1.9 and the 2.0, because they are going to be on the engine. So these are only the holes so the screws can get in. This, if we turn it over, let's see where we have the gap. The marking, the small distance is between these two here, and if we turn this one around, the small distance will be up there too. So as you can see, these are the same here. You can't see any difference with an open eye. We are going to measure the distance between these two and then see if it fits on 1.9. It fits, no problem. The next distance here and the distance between these two, the same, no problem here. The next two holes, the distance will be different. So we check this one and we check this one. It's a match. Next two, it's a match. This one and this one, it's a match. This one and this one, it's a match. And again, the first hole, it's a match. So if we are going to install these two, they will fit perfectly on the engine, and I don't think there will be a problem. Now the next thing we have to think about is the number of teeth here, and I took the time and I counted them. On the 2.0 TDI I have 129 teeth. On the 1.9 TDI I have 132 teeth. So the number of are not the same. Physically it will fit, it will go in, both the same, but the number of teeth is not the same. So I don't think the starter will fit on this, because the gap between the circumference should be the same. Let's see if we can measure that somehow. My So we're going to measure the circumference and see if it's the same. I have 28 here, I have 28 here. The circumference should be the same, and it is the same because the gearbox and the engine have the same size when it comes to the hole where you place the flywheel. So the only difference is the number of teeth. I'm not sure if the starter engine, this is starter engine from a 2.0, it will fit on the teeth quite well. No problem here. It will also fit on this one, no problem here. So I'm not sure if it will work or not, because the starter is not the same for these two engines. The gearboxes, the DSG gearboxes, have not changed over the years in terms of how they are built inside and how they look from outside and all that, but some things have changed. The hole where your starter engine comes in is different. So this is from 2.0 TDI DSG, the new generation from 2009 up, and this is from 2.0 TDI DSG older generation from up to 2008. As we can see, the hole here, I can measure it for you, but I did it before. This hole is the circumference is bigger on this starter than it is on this one. This is a start-stop starter for the engines that will start and stop, and this is for just the normal one without start and stop. The number of teeth on the bendix is different. The size is different, and if you are going to try to fit a starter from a new generation, this is the new generation, onto an old generation gearbox, it will not fit because the diameter here is bigger. So even if the holes are the same and the position it will be the same, you will not be able to put it all the way in, and it will sit. So even if the mechanism is the same, it will not sit correctly. It will always sit in a position like this or like this, and up and down, and then you are prone to break the bendix on this one. Of course, the wheel here, it's interchangeable. We can take it from the new from the old generation and put it on the new. On this original starter, not on the remanufactured one, because this one it's locked with the lock ring. You can take the lock ring out and just pull it out and put another one in. This is a original Volkswagen part, and this is something remanufactured. But as I said, this is for the old generation gearboxes, and this is from the new generation gearboxes. The fittings are all the same, the everything, but the diameter here is not the same, so it will not fit. This is wider, this is more. So I think the 1.9 TDI should work in a 2.0 TDI if you also have the starter engine from a 1.9 TDI. So physically they would fit in the car. So you can take the 1.9 and put it on a 2.0, or you can take the 2.0 and put it in a 1.9 engine, but you will also have to take the starter motor with you. So let's assume this is a 2.0, it will go here, and let's assume this is a 1.9, we put it here. So if you are going to move this flywheel to this engine, you will also have to take the starter, and the other way around, if you move this flywheel to this engine, you will also have to take the starter with you. And if you do this, they will fit, and you can interchange them. For the past few years, Volkswagen Audi Group changed the part number and the name of the flywheels with different letters and numbers, so you don't distinguish which is going to fit what and where is what. This one, let's see if I can find the part number on it. Yes, I can find the part number on it, and it says 03G105266R. And on this one, this is not an original part, this is a Vallejo part. And it has another part number 415059109. Oh, sorry. And there is no Volkswagen Audi group number on this flywheel. This is a look, an aftermarket flywheel. The flywheel it's a look aftermarket, and we know that you can find both Sachs and look when you buy a Volkswagen flywheel. The ones that are let's say not OEM parts, they do not have stamped the Volkswagen Audi Group part number on it, but are the same product as the one you buy from the Volkswagen dealership. So this part, if I'm going to buy it from a Volkswagen dealership, will be exactly the same as this look flywheel. It will just have the Volkswagen Audi number on it, stamped in the dealership, and the one that you buy off eBay or wherever you want to buy it, it will not have that part number on it. It will only have the producer part number on it. So for the TDI part, 1.9 interchangeable with the 2.0, but you will have to take the starter engine with you when you do the operation. Now let's take a look at the gasoline engines and see what is the difference between the diesel and the gasoline. So what I have here, it's the 2.0 turbo and the 2.0 TDI. If you take a closer look, you will see the difference right away. I'll give you a few seconds to take a look and tell me if you can see the difference. And I can tell you they will not fit. So leave a comment and tell me why these two will not fit. You can take a closer look here. I will give you a few seconds and leave me a comment and tell me why they are not going to fit. I'm telling you they are not going to fit. I don't even measure or do nothing because I know they are not going to fit. And again, I have the 1.9 TDI and 2.0 TDI because these flywheels are most prone to get changed because on the diesel car you will need to have a very good and strong flywheel as the engine is a compression engine, and this will be solicited a lot more than the one in the gasoline car. And that's why the diesel ones are changed more often than the ones on the gasoline cars. Same hole types, thick, the same. It will fit on the engine, it will fit on the gearbox, but you will have to take the starter engine with you. 132 tooth and 129 tooth. So that's the only difference between these two flywheels. If I have them here on the table, this one I know it's defective and noisy. This one has been changed just because I thought it's noisy and not good, but the new one made the same sound. There's some noise in the engine, so the problem it's actually the air compressor, the air condition compressor, and not the flywheel that was making the sound that, you know, I'm very picky about this. And this one I know of being defective, and I heard it while running hot, and it's making a lot of noise. But if we put it here on the table and it has been here for 2 or 3 weeks, you can see the movement here. It's nothing. It's very little movement between the two plates. Also here, no movement. I can't detect nothing. But once this gets hot, it will make a hell of a noise. This one, on the other hand, it has more movement here. No movement here, but this one, it's actually okay, and you will not hear bigger noise than when the engine it's hot. This one, it seems pretty tight, but this one, it's actually a defective one. So it's very hard when you buy a used flywheel. It's very hard to see if the flywheel is good or not, because this, it's going to be much more soft when it gets hot. So my advice to you guys is, do not buy used flywheels, because you never know what you are going to buy, and you cannot be sure that the flywheel it's in okay and good condition when you buy it, because it will always be cold when you get it in your hand. So that's it for today. Thank you. Thanks for watching, and I'm waiting for your comments, and please subscribe if you like it. See you next time, guys. Bye bye.